Oh yeah, I met my stand goal. Yep, you're right, Apple Watch. I'm standing right now. Look at me go.
I didn't know you liked JoJo.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That was a good one.
I've never seen an episode of JoJo in my life. That's
Boy,
literally all I have learned from osmosis.
have I seen an episode of JoJo? I might not have either. But I mean, like, it's been all of the internet for like 30 years, so it's
I've
kind of
only
hard to
seen
avoid.
Yeah.
I've only seen what my son has shown me years ago when he
Right.
was watching it. So
Right. Okay. Are you guys ready to get started?
yes.
Sure.
Okay. Let's get started here in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpear
Hello.
and the Nymph.
Hello.
Let's do a quick plug here for our Patreon page at either patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
Those ones are the numerical digits. 1.
Over there, you get early access, you get exclusive uncensored stuff like The Outcast, where we kind of talk about all the rest of the stuff that's going on in our life, like almost dying on a tall ladder, a food trip around the Midwest, fun facts, of course. We got all the good stuff this week. You do get early access to We Roguelike It and Critical Misses. At the $5 tier or higher, you get exclusive access to the Critical Misses production meeting, kind of fly on the wall thing where we're figuring out all the new stuff for Critical Misses and what we're going to cover there. Season 44's production meeting ended on a pretty good note. We had a fun coin flip that I think you really need to listen to figure out what we were flipping between. And then you get exclusive access to The Wayward Sons, the Supernatural TV show watchcast that Moon and Imp are going through. All of that over at e1m1.cash.
Ones are the numbers.
All right, Moon, what is your updated points value, and what have you been playing this past week?
Updated value is 783,200.
Okay, a little bit more progress. You're getting there.
Is it just numbers for you? It's not even counting down. It's just numbers.
It must just be numbers.
Yep.
So if you listen to Wayward Sons, anytime counting happens, I yawn, and I don't know why it is.
That's right.
Specifically the countdown for the show, and then me yawning when that just kicked Nimp off.
It's your Pavlovian yawn for numbers.
Don't sing it now. I'm trying my best to not yawn now. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm so tired. Are you guys tired?
I am. I am exhausted, bro.
Like, it feels so good to yawn.
What's really funny about this is that we did do a recording of Wayward Sons this week, and the first 5 minutes was us complaining about how tired and punchy we were.
That's right.
Yep. And then, spoiler alert, the second episode went completely off track immediately.
There you go.
We're super punchy.
Anyway, let's see. I suffered from the everything slipped from the front page of my Xbox account thing, where I was just like, I'm sure there was more games than just 2 hours playing, but I need to find out what they were. So I went back and continued to play 2025's Game of the Year, Deep Rock Galactic Survivors.
Yeah.
Because I only had like 10 achievements left in that game.
And they just announced an expansion, so
a new
like
class.
you gotta knock that out now.
Yes, exactly. So I went through, got a whole. I love this. Again, he's done this. He has streamed this game so much, but he pulls up a video that doesn't.
Because this
have
is
his
way
face
faster than to look my stuff up. I'm helping out another person here.
Okay. I got like pretty much all of the achievements I'm missing except for 2 now, which are the 5 and 10 lethal operation achievements.
Oh, sure.
So they're like the only 2 I need.
Those are the daily,
operation
weekly
The weeklies,
Weekly
yes.
ones?
The lethal one is the weekly one that has 1 positive perk and 3 negatives.
Oh, that's right. Oh, those suck. Okay.
So
great.
Yeah, so I've got to do 5. I've got to do 10 of those in total to get the last 2 achievements, and then I will have boxed off DRG Survivor.
Nice.
And I will be done with that game. Again, the smorgasbord continues. Shy Cat's Hidden Tracks, Volume 1.
Hidden Tracks, Volume 1. Yep, I got it.
So it's a hidden cat game. He's laughing because it was just an achievement guide again, I'm guessing.
Hey, wouldn't you know it?
So this is actually kind of interesting. This is it's a hidden cat game where you have to find the hidden cats in the background and the money in the background. But as you find the cats, the game is dead silent when you first start it. But as you find the cats, it puts them at the bottom of the screen in like a choir layout.
Oh, I see them down there. Okay.
And it slowly but surely fills in the song with these cats as they
That's
as you
really
find them.
interesting. Okay, that's fun.
So it starts off and like you click like 2 or 3 cats and you'll just hear like oh and then nothing.
Okay.
And then like a minute and a half later oh.
Interesting.
And then you just keep finding cats and money, and then you can use the money to get the rooftop band who play instruments in as like the background of the cats. And like it's the weirdest thing, but the songs are so stupid and catchy at the same time. It also helps that, you know, it's a bunch of cats making different pitched meow sounds.
Right.
It's absolutely insane how catchy they make those songs, but it's really funny listening to them come in and you're like, this is never going to be anything good. This will never be anything good. And then by the time it's done, it's actually really, really solid.
It's like playing the first Katamari game where you're like, no, they got
Pretty
me.
much, yes. And then before you know it, you're like humming the cat parts, and it's crazy. Okay.
Lay it on me.
So I found out that DPS Idol and Cardstorm Idol, which I've talked about previously, have Windows versions with stackable achievements.
Sure.
Do you know what my PC has that my Xbox does not?
More than one monitor?
More than one monitor.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So I may or may not have had DPS Idol on my left monitor, Cardstorm Idol on my right monitor, and I was double fisting idle games while I was busy eating or watching Stargate or whatever I was doing at the time.
Okay. This is a new level of idle depravity that I'm 100% here for.
Oh, 100%. Like, it's hilarious because I was like, the funny thing is, I had DPS Idol running because that one took a little bit longer, and then I was like, I wonder if I can just open them both at the same time.
What if I could?
Like, no one man should have this much idle power kind of situation.
That's right.
Because
and then you're looking at the back of your computer and you're like, how many ports do I have?
That's right.
Okay. What do we got on Craigslist right now for free monitors?
Monitor?
Anyone got a CRT anywhere?
Yeah, just like a little monitor. Just get me by.
If I need a monitor, I can just go steal one from work. We've got like 50 of them sitting in cupboards that nobody ever uses.
It's all coming together.
Saying, why stop at 2? Why stop at 2
I have
idols?
five ports on the back of my PC.
There you go.
You are that's what 4 idle games right there.
That's right.
But I've already juiced all of the idle games for the achievements that I can, so therefore it is pointless now.
We need to chart new territories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Correction. I have juiced the free idle games.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. How much is your achievement goal worth to you, Moon?
That's right.
not adding to my 6,000 library kind of thing.
Yeah, fair.
6,000 game library that I'm waiting to try and clear out. Let's see. Other than that, the only other thing I played, I don't get too excited, not yet at least,
Okay.
was MLB The Show 2026.
Okay.
Nice.
The infamous, deprived nightmare human that is Joe Random has not returned yet.
Sadly.
Not yet. Right now, I am... Pharaoh in chat literally calling it out before it happened. I'm focusing on all of the other achievements in the game before I play Road to the Show, because Road to the Show is where I have the most fun. That's the create a character taken from the in this version of the game, take them from high school
Oh wow.
to the show, to the MLB.
Okay.
And you have the choice to go to college or not go to college in this version of it.
Did MLB just get personified?
That's right.
Are you scheduling classes
That's
so
right.
that way?
I mean,
who's
knows?
your love interest? Is it
that's
the
right.
coach? The coach's wife?
The baseball manager.
Yeah.
No, it's that creepy nurse who keeps giving me stuff to do after school.
That's true.
I mean,
that was a
how
Persona
are you going to get your
reference for everybody.
steroids?
That's right. She calls them experiments, but we know what they are.
Get that Barry Bonds off season going.
Exactly.
So as of right now, I'm just doing Diamond Dynasty, which, for those of you who don't remember, Diamond Dynasty is the ultimate team of the MLB The Show games. And I'm just working my way through the achievements in that kind of aspect of it, because I wanna practice the game a little bit more before I start going into the Road to the Show thing, because like. The last one I played was like 2023, I think. So I'm like 3 years out on this thing. So it's like, I don't know, man. Just like, let's start playing it. So I've been doing Diamond Dynasty, which I've only put like maybe an hour into so far. I forgot that the games in Diamond Dynasty are only like 3 innings plus overtime, which is phenomenal.
That is nice.
And they also have a stories mode in this, which the stories mode this year seems to be all about the Negro League and how that built itself up and then was slowly absorbed into the majors.
I forgot about that.
And it's stories about specific players. So I'm working my way through that for those achievements and the rewards and everything else at the same time. I forget how much I let me just get this out the way. I am horrendously bad at this game. I am terrible at baseball, period. I think I've swung a bat twice in my life. A baseball bat, that is. I've played lots of cricket. Don't even... if Don Bradman had a 2026 cricket game, I'd be all over that.
That's right.
Oh, I'm sure we can find you one.
But I've almost never swung a baseball bat, so like my timing is off. I can't hit a pitch to save my life. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous how hard I find this, but it's still so fun to play, especially when you get that wonderful crack sound when you just hit it just sweet. It's arguably one of the best sounds in sports, I think, is hearing that noise. It's, I don't know, it's great. So I have started playing MLB The Show. I have not done Road to the Show yet. I will let you know. Believe me, listeners, you will be the first to know when Joe Random is reborn again.
That's right. When he
Should
rides
I call him
again.
Joe Random Jr.?
That's
That'd
be pretty good.
The offspring
of
Joe Random.
It's a real legacy of that family.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And he's got to walk the golden path. That's a reference nobody's going to get except for weirdos in here.
That's right.
But yes, that is all I've been playing this week because I have had zero time to do anything else, really.
All right, Nimp, what do you have this week?
I just want you to know that you can get Cricket 2026, the official game of the Ashes, on Xbox.
Oh, my goodness. But does it have Don Bradman turning around?
It might. I don't know. I can't pull up the roster stuff. It's being super weird right now. So, all right. Games that I have played. Mine is going to be a little short. But so on my trip to not Chicago, Detroit, I did bring my Switch and I played Fire Emblem Three Houses for the first time.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be fairly short, so I wouldn't even bother looking up a video right now. I am the teacher. I have chosen the golden deer. That's as far as I've gotten.
Okay.
So,
congratulations.
Yeah, that's it for Fire Emblem. I do plan on getting back to it. I'm just shuffling a bunch of stuff right now. So the next game that I'm actually really going to talk about is Dragon's Dogma 2.
Mm-hmm.
I am currently going through a set of main quests, where you are trying to, I guess, depose the current king of the kingdom right now, because the whole thing was about how like all Arisen are always like the rulers of this kingdom for some reason. Still don't know why.
Okay.
But before you...
Speaking as a Brit, it's because it's in their blood and that's their royal right to do so.
That's right.
Is it in their blood at this point in time? Because their heart gets removed by a dragon.
That's
so
also
don't really have a pulse anymore.
Game.
So, because of this other person, this false Arisen, as certain circles have started to call this person, because they have started before you were known, they are already established. And right now, you have a couple people on the inside that are trying to help you overthrow this false Arisen so that way you can take your rightful place as the ruler. I don't know why anybody cares, because I even know my character has no clue what is going on, and I don't feel as fit to rule anything right now. Right. So that kind of seems weird, but whatever. I am at a point where there are 3 things that I had to do to get notoriety so that way I could get closer to the people who are currently ruling. One was I had a mission to clear out a couple monsters in a couple different areas, completed that. Another one that I just completed today was I had to go find where this false Arisen has come from. And you were given kind of like this weird paper trail of this one person starting investigating, and then like the trail just like dead ends. And it leads to this area off to the east that no one knows what's out there or why this one spot's important. So they send you out there to go take a look. And you get out there and you find this village that's just called Nameless Village. And you talk to the first person. They actually interact with you before you enter the village, and they tell you, hey, if you have any business here, you don't. You might as well just turn around and leave. There's nothing here for you.
Oh, word?
Like,
okay.
I was like, okay.
Not suspicious at all?
Yeah, and they say it's like you can continue on if you want, but you're not going to be able to do anything. It's like, so, well, I'm supposed to be here, so let me go investigate. And as I start investigating, people start calling me Arisen.
Okay.
Which is weird in the game, because at this point, no one really knows at all that you're an Arisen. But for some reason, this Nameless Village does. And they call you that. And the villagers are all being super weird. Like, some of them are being very cryptic when they're talking to you about, hey, if I were you, I wouldn't stay. And then they just walk away. Or another one had said something about, I would do the opposite of what I am currently doing now.
Oh,
and I'm like,
okay.
So you're staying here in the village, so you want me to leave the village?
Yeah, is this like a Resident Evil audio log? Like, what are we doing here?
It's like super weird. So then I get to a point further into the village where one guy calls me aside and he's like, hey, I know you're an Arisen, and I know what you're looking for. And you will find your answer if you go to the top of the mansion here. Or at least that's what my boss says.
Oh.
I'm like, well, who's your boss? And it's like, I'm not going to talk about it. I already told you too much.
Don't worry about it.
Leave.
I'm going to go off in here and get murdered. Bye.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, so what weird crap is about to happen in this village? Because so far, we haven't had anything really weird happen yet. So I go further up this path, and there's like an old decrepit building there, and there's 2 people standing in front of like this open door. And they're kind of blocking the way, but as I get closer to the building, they separate, basically opening the path. And I'm like, okay. So I like pull out my weapon, because at this point I'm fully expecting I'm gonna have to fight my way out of whatever's happening here.
Oh, for sure.
I go in there and I talk to this guy, and this guy's like, "Oh, hey, good of you to come here, Arisen," and starts like babbling on about like all this stuff that he knows about you, and you're just like, how do you even know anything? Like 12 hours ago I was a slave. How do you know anything about me? And the guy's like, "Oh, can't tell you that."
Oh,
like,
of course not. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Great, thanks, buddy.
So
he doesn't turn into like a bald-headed elf, does he? At any point?
Not so far, no. So as you continue to talk to him, he hands you this scroll, and it's, I forget what these scrolls do, but it's like you can it changes the personality of your pawn. If I'm remembering correctly. I haven't done anything with these scrolls yet. I've got a couple of them already. So he's like, "Here you go. You're done here. You can leave. Be gone." And
okay,
I'm like,
bye.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, cool. So I turn around and go to leave. Nothing tries to fight me. I'm like, okay, so I don't have to worry about that right now. But my quest marker keeps saying, "Hey, you need to keep investigating this village." All right, so let's walk around and see what I can find. I find a little kid that tells me to follow them, and I follow them, and then they just like straight up disappear in a cutscene. I'm like, that's weird.
Oh, okay.
I found an old lady who wants to give me a grimoire, but she wants me to trade her a different grimoire, and she's like, "But I know you need this one for a quest," which I do, for a completely different quest. So I'm like, that's really weird that I can get that here, and that you also know that I need to have this. So okay. So reading through, because like I was completely lost on what I'm supposed to be doing, and of course like the whole village is highlighted in like this yellow dome on the map being like, investigate this wide area. So I'm like, okay, what am I actually looking for here? And it just keeps saying on the quest thing, this is like, just explore to the east of the village.
Okay.
You can't go to the east of the village, it's all cliffs and water. So but there's like a bunch of area to the west of the village. So I'm like, all right, let me go explore over there. And I'm running around, I don't find anything for like 15-20 minutes. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I come over this hill and I'm walking through a field, and I'm like, that looks like a ladder. And as I'm registering that this looks like a ladder, I'm falling through a hole.
Oh, get up.
I'm like, okay, I think I found where I need to be going.
Yeah.
So I climb back up so that all of my pawns can see where I went, because they were all above looking for me, and I didn't know what happened. So I go back down. They will not follow me down in there. I'm like, well, this is really weird, but maybe it's a game scripted thing, whatever.
Right.
Turns out, yeah, you don't want them down there. You're not necessarily fighting things. There's like a couple bats that pop out that you're just like real quick to kill. But there's like this basically obstacle course for you to work your way through. And it's like all like these seesaw things where they're perfectly level when you show up to an area. And then as soon as you start trying to get across, they start to like move up and down with your weight. So you have to run across it to try, and luckily as a mage, I have the levitate ability. So basically I jump and I hit jump again and I just levitate. And my whatever momentum I have keeps carrying me until the levitation goes off.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to kind of cheese it with that, where it's like, okay, cool, get across. Now I can kick the ladder down. So if I pitfall or whatever, I can just climb back up and not have to do the stupid thing. And I had to do that twice, and then I get to the door, and I open the door, and the entire village is in this room. And I'm like, oh, this is where the fight's going to happen.
Right.
No. Everyone is completely chill.
Okay.
Turns out the nameless village is a thief village. It's basically a ninja village.
There it is.
Everyone in that village is brought up on a code. They all live within the shadows. They are not, like I said, it's a ninja village for the most part. But you find out though that one of the people who was supposed to be the next master of the village got kicked out because they screwed something up, and they have decided, well, because of what they screwed up, they ended up getting like a scar on their chest, and they're like, well, I'm going to use this as a way to say that I'm arisen, and that way I can become king of this land.
Oh, I see.
And the guy is like, but I have told you too much, because we are supposed to stay neutral. But however, since you are actually the arisen, let me give you this piece of paper. And you get this paper, and it's basically a warrant for the arrest of this, what would have been the master thief at the time, for all these crimes that they have committed against the kingdom. And the description and everything matches up with the person who's currently the quote-unquote arisen. And the guy's like, that's all we can do for you. Also, thanks for making it here because you allowed me to win this bet. And he turns over to all the villagers and is like, and you all better pay up. It's like,
these games are so wild.
They are. It's like, all right, cool. So
I feel like a fever dream.
They really do.
I actually have a good fever dream moment here because I get back to town, and to talk to the captain, you have to sleep until nighttime. And the guy is in a bar at night, and I completely screwed up and slept to the morning, ran out there. I'm like, oh, that's right, it has to be nighttime. But then all of a sudden I see somebody brush past a woman in the courtyard and go running out the front gate. And she's like pointing and yelling in his general direction. I'm like, oh, is this like an event or something? Did he just like rob her or something? Right. So I go chasing after him, turn the corner, and there is a Cyclops in the middle of this town. Like, the actual castle town. There is a Cyclops inside the walls. I'm like, whoa! And I came around the corner just in time to take a club to the face and get thrown backwards back towards the fountain that's there. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this. And we take him out, but something really weird happens where it's like, we didn't fully get rid of all of his health, I don't think. But then it just disappeared. And then all of a sudden someone is talking to me. And apparently the person who's talking to me has been like shadowing me every time I'm in the capital.
Oh, weird.
And it like started this whole thing about, it's like, well, now you caught me, so I can't shadow you anymore. But how about I just give you this money and we just kind of go our separate ways? And I was so confused on what was going on. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, give me the money and we can just pretend we never met.
Right.
And all the pawns are like, are you sure that's a good idea? I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. Like,
I don't even know who this is, man.
What the hell just happened to the Cyclops? Like, that's what I'm still on about.
I just woke up. What the hell?
I don't know if that was a glitch.
Right.
And then the game realized, oh, this shouldn't be within the Capitol walls, and then it just like spirited away the Cyclops, and then it started this whole other thing.
Right.
Or maybe the guy that was telling me, because I know there is a trickster class or something like a trickster class where you do a lot of stuff with illusions. So I'm wondering if that guy was actually that class and just illusioned a Cyclops there. You know, I have no clue.
These games are wild.
Yeah, so it's like, cool. All right, so I've got one more quest that I have to do, which involves sneaking into a castle to get, I don't know, to find like what's going on, like some sort of evidence or something like that. And then another one is to go to like a noble's masquerade party and getting dressed up for it. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so I guess those are my next two things that I'm working on. But
very Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, so far Dragon's Dogma 2 has been very interesting.
Yeah. It's wild.
My last big game to talk about this week is X4 Foundations.
Yeah.
I have done a lot. A lot of staring at a screen. A lot of realizing that while I play this game, my posture is really garbage. Talked to Moon about this earlier this week, so I've been slowly correcting my posture while I've been sitting at my desk. I think the last time I talked about this, I was talking about how the Xenon, who are just the general machines that are attacking all living things, keep coming out of this one gate, and it's really messing with my trades and me being able to do anything because we're constantly being attacked in this one sector. I have gone fully overboard and decided, you know what? I cannot leave ships in this area because the logic sucks in this way.
You're right.
They will keep attacking until they get blown up.
Oh, okay.
Which is not what I want them to do because ships are expensive.
Yeah.
So like, all right, I need to figure something out for this. So what I decided was I am going to build a station that's in between this one gate and these two accelerators and this other gate. So that way anything that comes out of there generally has to fly by this. It's kind of just a little bit to the left because the way buying space plots work is the closer you get to a gate or to I guess like a quote-unquote good spot, the more expensive it becomes to buy that plot.
Oh, okay.
So I have it stationed in an area where it was like the cheapest between all the gates, and it's out just outside of the normal traffic flow between all of these things. So it is a prime target for the Xenons if they're coming out there to attack. And the cool thing is when you buy a plot, what you can do two things. You can either choose to buy the official license for that space from whatever group owns that space, or you can just say, I'm not going to do that, and I just claim this space. Now, what happens with the I'm not going to buy the license is that is now considered hostile territory, and anytime any patrol comes by, they will attack whatever is built there.
Oh,
because
okay.
you didn't legally buy it. These are still the ARGs. These are still the people that I'm allied with. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers yet. So I bought the license, and the cool thing is when you do this, you are given, I think it's like 6 XYZ axes for you to expand. So you're buying a 3D cube of space, and you can choose what side is going to be expanded out, either the top, bottom, left, right, front, center, however you want to do it. And then within that space, you can choose to raise it above the general plane or below the general plane.
Okay,
so
sure.
I always raise mine super high because I'm weird like that. But this one, I wanted to keep it around the same because I wanted all the Xenon to fly by this and for my station to hopefully start attacking things. This has turned into a money dump. I have put several thousand million credits into the station.
Okay.
And it has been a lot of trial and error.
Sure.
Starting out, I had to figure out, how do I build a defense station? And there are things called defense bridges and defense platforms. And the bridges are just like these flat pieces that they're just like arms that you attach to your station. And the platforms are like these round discs. And the platforms have 4 large, basically weapon slots on the top and the bottom, and then several medium-sized weapon slots that go around those.
Okay.
And the bridge have 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom for large, and then several medium turret placements for you to put stuff on. So, all right, I built those. And I'm like, these don't have turrets on them. Why no turrets?
Right.
And then I come to find out, oh, I have to right-click on these and tell it to edit these to add turrets.
Ah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So you do that, and you go through and you add all the turrets, and it adds to the build list, but the builder had already left. So why am I not getting... Because normally what happens when you build stations is you would tell it, hey, select a builder, and you find one that's not doing anything, and it will quote you, and it'll say, hey, for me to build this and for me to order all the parts that you need to come in so that way you're not using your people and your time to get the parts, it's going to cost you this estimate. And you can approve it, and then the parts will start to come in gradually.
Okay.
With turret components and shield components, the builder doesn't care. It's like, no, I'm here to build the thing for you to put the stuff on. You need to go get this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay. So then that's when I found out that I can use traders to go buy stuff for the build storage and not the station storage. These are 2 things that I constantly screw up every time I go to tell somebody to go put something in storage.
I see.
At one point, I had 600 turret components in my station storage and couldn't figure out why it's not building turrets.
Right.
I'm like, where are these parts I just gave you? Why are you not showing this 600? And I'm like, oh, there's 2. Okay.
It's in the next room over, right.
And then I had to get a trader ship to come over to grab the parts from the station and fly like 2 points over to drop it off in the...
Right.
It was weird. It was stupid. But anyway. So I am now at the point where I have my station fully built out, and I have 326 large platforms and 2,000 some odd medium platforms.
So it's a tiny little shack, really.
So remember how I told you guys that the Xenon K ships are like the massive carrier ones that could wipe out a sector if it really tried?
Yeah.
If it flies by my station nukes it.
Okay.
And it is beautiful. And the thing that I really also love about this game is that I can hear all the klaxons going off, and I can walk outside onto the dock and just watch all the lasers start to converge on a target, and then just watch the station just open up on everything. And it is the best. And flying through it is hilarious because I have taken so much damage being in the killing field unintentionally. The station does not care. The station will shoot itself as well, but it does not deal damage to itself. So that's cool.
That's good.
It also has repair. I fortified it with repair drones. So this is one of those things where it's like, stations do not have shields. They only have holes. You can add shields, but those will only cover the turrets. So
I see.
But the hull, I've only seen gone down to like 99%.
Okay.
And then just hold there. And then as soon as the attacks stop happening, we're right back up to 100. So, but now that I have this killing field next to this gate, there are all these Xenon ships and all of these faction ships that are just floating in the space. And eventually they do disappear. But I'm like, I feel like I can do something with these husks.
Yeah, like scrap them for something.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
You can get scrapper ships that will use tractor beams, or basically magnets, to hold them to your station. So I built a scrapper, and they will bring the scrap to it, and it will turn the scrap into, I think it's refined scrap or refined metal. I have another module that's attached to it that cycles between two different things that it turns that refined metal into.
Oh, okay.
And I have been selling this to everyone.
Yeah.
And I was losing money on how much energy it takes to run the station. So I'm like, well, I'm going to build solar panels on my station.
Of course.
I needed 8 solar panels because this thing takes 999,000 megajoules of energy to run. Okay. So I needed so many solar panels to keep this thing running by itself. Which then got me onto a whole other kick of my stations could all be way more efficient than they currently are. So now I have, at the end of my last session, I have 3 energy stations spread out across the map in different sectors, and they're providing energy cells to different factions. I've got my massive defensive station, which I've called Last Defense because it's awesome. I have a meat making factory.
Okay.
I have a hull making factory. I have a components making factory, a water making factory, like all of these stations just all over the place. And like, I'm going to start making this more self-sufficient. And I spent 4 hours on just figuring out the logic of, okay, I want you to not buy from other factions. I want you to just buy from the Empire. How do we do this? I had to watch 2 different YouTube videos on how the logic for this game works, and still bungled it a little bit.
You were not wrong when you said this is Elite Dangerous. If
Dude,
you're watching YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, you can walk around and stuff too outside of your ship and inside the ships. Oh, it's great. So now that I have the logic done up, most of my stations are self-reliant on what my Empire creates. There's only 2 stations right now that still have to buy something from other factions because I'm trying to figure out how to make, basically, I guess, like the base model of the thing before it spreads up to the actual component that I need it to be.
Oh, sure.
So, like, I need... I forgot what this one thing's called, but it's basically I have to create a methane plant and factory, and from that somehow I can convert that over from like one or two other production models into this final thing that I need for this other station to be able to use it.
Gotcha.
So it's figuring out stuff like that. But now that my last defense station is fully operational, I haven't had to worry about being attacked.
No, right.
It still happens every once in a while, but now I have the time where it's like, because for a while there, like I couldn't leave anything in that area, because then I would start getting notifications about being attacked and then ships being destroyed. It's like, come on, I can't keep doing this. Now I don't even get notifications about the station being attacked. Like, the station's just like, oh, hey, it's another Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
We just blew up, like, and I'm not kidding. You will see, like, 12 of these things come out of the gate, and just the station, as soon as they come by, there's one that tried to blow by it, completely blew it up before it got halfway past the station. Like, it is no joke, the killing field I have set up, and I'm already thinking I need to make another just pure defense station, just a little further, a little closer to the gate.
Right.
That way, if the bigger ships do start making a bigger pass, they get most of their health taken away before my main station takes them out.
Right.
So there has been a lot going on. I have started dabbling a little bit with ship modifications in game. It's actually kind of exactly the same as Elite Dangerous, where it's like you feed it certain components and it will spit out like a random value for like hull weight. You have the ability to decrease it by like 40% to like 70% or something like that. And I did it a couple of times. I don't want to keep like save scumming this, so that way I can get like the max value out of this, because I don't want to waste the items on this too, even though I'm getting tons of items from everything that I'm blowing up. So I downloaded my first mod for this game.
Oh, okay.
And that is just, this mod makes it so all modifications are automatically max value.
Oh, okay, sure.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah. Just don't even want to mess with it.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here, because there are a lot of people who are saying, because you have to pay for that, you have to give it the items for that, and a lot of people have said even when you own your own wharfs and platforms to build ships, you don't have to pay the expense anymore, but you still have to give it the items that it needs.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of people who were like, yeah, I sat here and save scummed this for like 2 hours and still didn't get the thing that I want. It's like, look, I just want the max value. I'm not going to sit here and screw around with this.
Yeah, that's not the
only
fun
mod
part
that I have. Yeah. That is the only mod that I have downloaded for this game. I wanted to try to play this with no mods.
Right.
And I'm like, no, that one makes sense. I'm going to add that one in.
Yeah.
So now I have my geometric owl, which was the name of the ship before I picked it up, and it kind of does, the wings kind of look like a little owl. It is the fastest ship that I have, and it has 2 large platforms on each wing so that I can put large beams on it.
Oh, wow.
And that thing melts stuff pretty well, and now that it's super fast, I can sit there and basically just like keep my nose pointed while strafing the entire time with my beams just constantly going.
Oh, jeez.
And it makes short work out of a lot of things, and I really love flying that ship. So that is so far everything that I've done in X4 that's worth talking about, because like I said, I could get into the nit and gritty about logic here.
Right.
Even I think it's boring, but I will sit here for 4 hours and figure it out.
Right.
Which is also why other video games have suffered. I really should not have found this game.
That's right. You
now.
Gotta keep building your empire.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I also want to say the last big ship that I got. Did I mention that I changed my that I uploaded a picture for my empire? I guess my empire standard is a prinny that is saluting.
Incredible.
And it is plastered everywhere on the ships.
I love it.
On my standards, on my station, my private office. There's one right there on the desk as you walk in, front and center. Oh, it's amazing.
It's so good.
I love this game so much.
Yeah.
But that is the obsession that I had this week. Boston, what have you been up to?
My obsession this week is Stardew Valley. Continuing on my path to the platinum here. Got a new trophy this week for finishing all the cooking recipes. I needed one periwinkle to finish the crafting recipe for the strange bun. Once I did that, got the trophy. I've got all the cooking recipes. So one of the bigger ones done. I actually... So I have this whole
It's not
setup...
the only trophy you got.
What's that?
It's not the only trophy you got.
Not yet. I'm also 99% of the way to the crafting one. So I sort of... There's a late game item called the hopper. And it's basically a chest you put behind another item. So, like, you can put the hopper behind the smelter, and you load it with a ton of ore and a ton of coal, and it just keeps dumping stuff into your smelter. Is that every time you pick up a bar from your smelter, it'll feed in 5 of this ore and 1 coal, and it just keeps the thing going. I needed a marble, which you can only get from either Omni Geodes or frozen geodes. And I said, okay, I'm going to set up 2 of the geode crushers, which does the same thing that Clint the blacksmith does, just opens geodes. One of them will have Omni Geodes in them. One will have frozen geodes in it. I will get it at some point, surely. Week after week has gone on, and I have not gotten it. But thankfully, this past week, I got it. I was able to make my marble brazier. That was my second to last crafting thing I need to do. My last one, of course, if you listened last week, is the jack-o'-lantern, which I need to do in fall of this year. And it's just now summer, so I'm making my way there. I'm also at like 4 million, I think it is, for my total profits. I need to get to 10 million. So I'm almost halfway there. But as Moon alluded to, that was not the only trophy I got this week. I did get the trophy for finishing Journey of the Prairie King, the arcade machine, in one life. And you might be saying, oh my gosh, boss, did you cheese it? I'm going to say, hell yeah, I did, and you should cheese it too. Even cheesing it was miserable. So here's how the cheese works. Basically, you go in the game, you complete one screen without dying, and then as soon as you get to the next screen, not an entire level, just one additional screen, you quit the game, the Prairie King game, and you what I would usually do is I'd do all kind of the minimum stuff to keep my farm running. I collect all my stuff from my animals, I go to the greenhouse, kind of do all of that stuff. Nothing super major. I'm not going to like do a 150 floor skull cavern run or anything. But I just want to keep my farm running, and then you go to bed. And as soon as you wake up the next morning, you go check out Journey of the Prairie King. You hit continue, and then you try to do the next screen without dying. And you repeat that day over day over day until you finish it. It was still really, really hard. There are 3 areas. First area has 4 stages and then a boss. Second and third areas have 3 stages, then a boss. I only died once getting to the last area. It's that stupid second area with like the butterflies and the mushrooms. It's the worst. Everything else was super flawless. And then I got to the last screen of the game before the last boss, and I think that screen killed me about a dozen times by itself. It's wide open. You're only fighting mummies and demons, because, of course, it's an arcade game. It's Smash TV, so at some point you have to fight mummies and demons. And the reason why I encourage people to cheese it is because you're really just looking for that one really good run. You're looking for like the spawns to line up, the upgrades you're getting to line up, the money that's dropping to line up correctly. And this game is long enough that doing it from the beginning of the game and then dying at the last screen is really going to suck. And having to do the whole game all the way back over just to, like, get a bad luck and fail at the last stage again would have driven me completely bananas. So I'm happy that it's done. I'm happy that I cheesed it. I will again recommend everybody go and do that, because the only thing that's going to happen for you is you're just going to keep rolling the dice on this and just hope for some better luck. And I think that's I said that before I got the trophy, and I will keep saying it. I think that's the most frustrating part of this trophy, is just if the spawns were the same every time, or the pickups were the same every time, and you just kind of needed to keep practicing, you needed to keep getting better, that would be one thing, but it's not. Everything, number of coins that drop, the number of pickups that drop, the enemy spawns, the patterns and everything, it's all random. Just cheese it. Just cheese it and be done. It was hard enough as it is with cheesing it, nevertheless doing it legitimate. So, like, don't let the weird random Smash TV be the reason you don't get all of the trophies or achievements or Steam achievements or whatnot. So that was great. That was the one I was worried about. That was the big one. Now I just have 2 more left to go. I need to make 1 jack-o'-lantern, and I'll have another trophy. And then I need to just earn 10 million gold on this farm, which has turned out to be...
It still tickles me that that's like the last one that you're going to get. I would have figured that would be one of the earlier.
Well, it turns out to be like just enough money that if you're not playing the game, if you're not going to run your farm for like 15 years, money is kind of a slow kind of snowball thing. So like now I have my chickens and my pigs and my ostrich and all that stuff. Like, they're all producing really great stuff. And my greenhouse is producing a lot of great stuff. And I'm like turning all of my ancient fruit into ancient fruit wine, which makes the most money. And then I'm aging all of that in my cellar, which makes, like, I think it triples the value of that, if I remember correctly. But like all of that stuff takes so much time, and I'm only playing for a little bit per week. So it's not like I'm sitting down for like hours and hours for a day to get that done. So like, but I think all of that has been greatly accelerated lately, because I forgot in either patch 1.5 or 1.6, you can now put legendary fish in a fish pond, and they will generate legendary fish roe, which sell for just naturally an incredible amount of money. But then you put that money or that roe into a preserves jar, and then it either double or triples the price. So at this point, I'm the legendary fish, is producing roe. I gave them a golden animal cracker, which makes them produce stuff twice as fast. So every couple of days, they're producing a roe that is worth like 7,000 gold. And then I stick that in a preserves jar for a couple of days. Next thing you know, now it's selling for 21,000 gold. For me, basically catching one fish once and just waiting for a little bit. So it's like all of these kind of all the things that I've been doing over this game, the length of this farm, are all kind of coming to fruition now, which is pretty nice. So
is this your Juju run or is this your normal?
So
run?
I completed my JoJo run. That was the one where after I completed the JoJo warehouse, I basically left that farm because that was the only thing I was gonna do on that farm completely. So yeah, this is Twitch Farm, and this is the one where I'm my kind of long-standing farm. I think I'm in year 4 now, which is for all of this stuff a little bit faster than I was expecting to be able to do this stuff. So I'm pretty happy with my progress overall. So 2 trophies left. Time to hit fall and then keep making a bunch of money. And we'll see how quickly I could do that and get the platinum for this game. Next game that I'm actually surprisingly close to the platinum as well is Marathon. I only have 1 trophy for the platinum because that platinum is easy.
Makes a change for Bungie.
Yeah, that is for sure. The hardest one that I have to do right now is gain 100 season levels, and the way that trophy is worded, I don't think you need to do it in 1 season. I think it's just 100 levels total. So that's also kind of interesting. This past week, so I've been running for the last couple of weeks an experiment for the duos queue. And it was basically like, look, everybody really wants the duos queue. We didn't make the game with that in mind. We made the game originally with trios in mind, and then everybody wants solos, so we delayed the game for that and for a bunch of other reasons to get solos in. Let's try out duos and see what we can do. They kind of hacked it together and put it in the game. It didn't have any matchmaking, so you had to have 2 people. Didn't have any rooks in it. Those are the players that come in with nothing in the middle of a match. It didn't have all that stuff. But it was really great. It functioned super well. A lot of the maps worked really well for it. I think Outpost, the third and kind of more difficult map, I thought functioned kind of the best in that. Because solos in that is really intense. Trios can, since everybody's sort of pushing to one specific place, I think it can kind of turn into a bloodbath pretty quickly. So duos felt really good. But this past week they said, all right, the duos experiment has concluded. We learned a lot of great stuff. We're removing duos from the game. It will be back in Season 2. And everybody, including me, is like, wait, what the hell? Why? For one. And then also, what the hell? So that was and continues to be kind of a big bummer, because I have had a string of pretty bad experiences with trios fill, which is basically you go in as 1 or 2 players and you fill the other slots with the in-game matchmaking.
Does it have just solos?
It does have just solos. It's not immediately obvious how you do it, but basically you just go in by yourself and you turn off crew fill, which is matchmaking, and then you go in as a solo, everybody else there is a solo too, and there are no rooks. So I like that, but the thing that a lot of people in my position are running into, and genuinely a lot of players, and it's the reason why Embark put Duos Queue in Arc Raiders very quickly, is there's a lot of times where I'm just playing by myself. And I've got my headphone in, and I'm using prox chat and whatever. Like, it's just a normal day. And there's a lot of times that I have 3 people, and we're doing the full trios thing, and that's great. Like, that game plays incredibly well with trios. But there's also a large amount of time where it's just me and one other person. And you can go in with just 2 people, but you're going to be filling... The rest of the match is going to be filling with trios. So if you don't see anybody in the match, that's great. Like, nobody's going to bother you. But you're going to see people in the match because there's X number of 3-player teams in there. And you can do a 2v3 if the other team is bad. That's probably not going to happen at this point in the game, and also with what this game's population is now. So, like, it's kind of frustrating that a system that was working well was removed. And again, I'm not a game developer. I don't know if it was splitting the population too much. I don't know if there were technical problems. I don't know if there were server problems. Whatever.
I want to say they were kind of making it sound like they had to slap in Band-Aid that, ad hoc it in the back end somewhere.
They really did, yeah.
So I'm wondering if it was just potentially causing issues or could potentially cause issues.
That's what I was sort of thinking, because, like, when you look at the queues that are in the game right now, there's 3 map queues, and like I was just saying, if you go in and select a queue, if you have, fill turn on or you have 3 players, it just does trios. If you turn fill off, it automatically switches it to a solos server. And when you looked at the experiment they were doing, it'd be like perimeter, and that'd be like the solo or trio one, and then we'd have perimeter duos, and it was a separate queue. And that was very much of like, look, we're just hacking it together. The font doesn't even look the same between the other ones. Like, the whole thing just looks, like you said, like really put together of a way of like, okay, everybody really likes it. It was the duos queue was a huge hit in Arc Raiders. It's definitely a desire here from the fan base. Let's try and get it working.
Yeah.
My only frustration is I'm sure that they want to do matchmaking for duos at some point, and I'm sure they want to do you can do duos on any map whenever you want. It doesn't rotate or whatever, and I understand that from a long-term perspective of like, you want to get duos done right, especially for season 2. But I would have been really happy with Bungie continuing to run the rotation. Like, every week it goes into another a different map. It kind of rotates between the 3 maps in this still sort of like janky put together duos mode. I would have been okay with that, because that would have at least put me and the one other person that's on right now that we're playing on even ground with other people. As opposed to having to crew fill. And my crew fill experience has been incredibly bad of just, we go in, it's the 2 of us, the third person is not using their mic, they are just sprinting off to wherever the hell they're going, they're gonna get killed over there, and then all of a sudden, wouldn't you know it, their mic works to insult me and call me some racist stuff, and then they disconnect before I can res them. Like, that's been the kind of consistent experience.
Don't you know that's how you activate your mic within game, is you have to spout racist slurs,
that's
and
right.
It starts picking up?
That's true. The OG Xbox lobby rules. Yeah.
It's not by turning it off and on again. That's old school rules.
That's right.
Yeah, no.
We got to do a racism.
And then it'll start to work.
Yeah. So, like, my experience in trios fill hasn't been really great. My experience of what I call duo trios, which is like you're just going in as 2 people into a trios match, has been okay. I feel like some matches we do fine, and some matches we go to the first POI and we just get wiped by a team that's just like ready to clear this map like SEAL Team 6, which is going to happen, but like, I love Marathon. Marathon is struggling from a perception perspective. Reviews that have come out ever since Cryo Archive dropped have been universally glowing, which is really great. The Nazi YouTubers that are making a ton of money off you being angry at whatever they're saying have had a Concord 3.0 diatribe of this game for months and years leading up to its release, which I think has done a ton of damage to this game. And there's still a bunch of people that are disbelieving people saying, like, hey, this game is really good, you should try it out. And it's like, well, no, of course it can't. It's going to fail. It's like, well, it will keep failing if you don't try it and you just give something a shot rather than, listening to whatever YouTuber is trying to make you mad today. I do understand.
Okay.
I do understand the $40 price point is high for a game and a genre that can occasionally be free. But I think, and I think
most of them are still $40 though. Ark was $40.
Yeah, like Ark.
Tarkov was $40.
Yeah, and I like that's the normal for this, but I think there are so many free to play games out there that people are already playing that it's sort of like, why would I spend $40 on Marathon when my friends are still playing Arc Raiders and like millions of people are still playing Arc Raiders? Like, why should I spend my $40 on a game that I'm not sure me and my friends will stick with? And I think that's fair, but it's this, like, not self-fulfilling prophecy, but whatever you want to call it, of like, the game will fail if you listen to YouTubers that are trying to be rich on making upset saying this game's going to fail, just like Concord did and just like Highguard did. Those games didn't fail because they're bad. Those games failed because of a lot of other outside numbers and values, and it doesn't even. It makes it even worse that Paul Tassie's flapping his gums this week saying this game cost $250 million to make. Let's all remind ourselves, Sony and Bungie have not said how much this game cost to make, so we don't know. Stop listening to my sources say, and I've heard from sources. Like, that's not... Anyways, Nimp, you were going to say.
Well, I was going to say, like, even... It was either this past week or the week before, there were so many people talking about how the player base has dropped on this game. And no one has given an indication for why. It could just be, maybe everyone's already maxed out their stuff and they're just waiting for the next season to drop. That happens with these games.
Sure.
All the time.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that I had seen that seemed like they're just waiting in the wings for this thing to fail and just like rubbing their hands together, it's like, you guys need to get a life.
Yeah, they're like winding up the I told you so video of like, I got him. It's just like...
It's so weird that...
It really is. And like the player numbers are continuing to decline like they do in a lot of games of like, cool, I got caught up playing Crimson Desert, or my friends aren't playing this game anymore, or
there's a lot of good games to play.
Yeah, like there's a lot of
point in time.
Other games to play, or like they live in the oceanic area, which is having server troubles and having matchmaking problems. And there's a problem with the Marathon community right now. Marathon is a hard game. It is not as hard as Tarkov, and it seems to be harder than Arc Raiders. So it sort of lives in that kind of middle ground between those two. I don't want to say Tarkov is an extreme. That game is extremely, brutally difficult. But Ark is not like...
extremely extreme.
Yeah, but like Ark is not the Care Bear fantasy land with unicorns prancing across Speranza like people want to paint it like. It is easier, from the outside looking in, it is easier than Marathon, but it is not an easy game. So I think part of Marathon's problem is it lives right there in the middle of the kind of difficulty that it is. The PvE, the further you get on, is getting a lot easier, while the PvP continues to stay difficult. And I think the attitude of the Marathon community of like, take that business back to Arc Raiders, I think is doing so much damage to people picking up this game and trying it out. And the onboarding for Marathon is okay. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. But like, there are hurdles and there are issues getting into Marathon, and some of it is like you just need to keep playing and figuring it out as you go. Like map events or map knowledge and weapons and like just trying stuff out as you go. But some of the stuff, like how the different weapon types, there's like four different weapon types, how those all function, and the kind of positives and negatives of those, and like all the kind of gameplay basics aren't necessarily the best explained. You can get them down as you go, but like the community acts like they've been playing this for 15 years already, and oh my god, I can't believe you didn't know that when you're using a volt battery gun, if you eject the battery, you lose all the shots in there and you put in a new battery. And it's like, of course you don't know
that lesson so many times during the beta.
Yeah, and like I did too, but like someone who's starting now, it doesn't help them to say like, oh my god, you just have to get better. And just like, right, they did their first match, maybe it's match number 5, and they found a volt gun, and it just, their ammo disappeared out of nowhere. They can't read the gun's description in the middle of a run because they're getting shot at by turrets and the bots and PvP, and they're trying to loot as fast as they can to get out of there. Like, it's a go, go, go thing, not a like, well, give me like 30 seconds to sit here and read this thing. It's like, no, we're getting hunted by another team of players. Like, it's really frustrating that there seems to be this attitude, this burgeoning attitude from the Marathon community of like, okay, well, like maybe you just need to get good. And it's like, cool, we're not going to have new players playing this game if the attitude and the reputation of the game is, you look at Tarkov's reputation, that game is, you better buckle up, this game is hard. And you look at Marathon's burgeoning reputation, and the reputation so far is, I hope you're ready to have a bunch of people yell at you if you're going to ask for help, because that's what the subreddit is. And it's like, that's... I don't think that's the nature that we're looking for. If that, like, someone posts, hey, this person helped... Okay, so I had a really great encounter this past week. I was playing a bunch of solo matches, and I only play as Rook if I'm doing a Rook run, or I play as Triage, which is the like healing drone throwing support character. I wanted to play as another Shell. That's like another character class. I thought, okay, the Thief looks really cool. She has like a grappling hook that you can do a bunch of cool vertical stuff. She has that annoying pickpocket drone she has, and her other ability is like an X-ray visor. And you can see enemies through smoke, you can see invisible enemies, you can see the highest rarity item in a chest before you even open it. So you can say like, okay, these 4 containers in this room have like white or green items. This one has a purple one though. I'm going to beeline it over there. I'm going to make sure I open that one first. And I had a bunch of really fun matches. Most of them I did not exfil because that's how these games go. But I felt like I was getting a better idea of how to use the shell. And there's one match, I'm sneaking through a POI. It's one that usually like 2 or 3 people spawn right next to. So it's, if you're going to go in there at the beginning of a match, you're probably going to run into someone, you're probably going to fight him. So I'm sneaking through, I'm trying to make as little noise as possible. And I have my back to like the corner of a wall, and I'm just listening in this kind of popular space. And from behind me on Prox Chat, this guy goes, "Hey, thief, I can see you." And I was like, okay. Well, he had me dead to rights. And I stand up, and I can see him through the window of the door I'm standing next to, and he goes, "Hey, man, are you cool?" And I was like, "Hey, man, I'm cool." And he goes, "Oh, okay, cool. I just opened a key door. I can't carry all this stuff. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." He goes, "Okay, cool. I can watch your back if you want." And I was like, I got the squinty eyes of like, okay, I'm coming in here with a free kit, thinking to myself, coming in here with a free kit. So I don't. If he stabs me in the back, I'm not really gonna lose anything, but I could walk out of here with a bunch of stuff. And how key rooms work is you typically don't find a key when you're out on a run. A lot of times you'll find a key template. It's an item. I think this whole system is BS before I start explaining it. I think they really need to change this whole system. You'll find a key template. The key is fragile, so if you are knocked down but not out, so just like you get knocked down and you can be revived, the key breaks. Whether you find one in a run or you bring one in with you, that key breaks when you're down but not out. Not eliminated, which I think sucks. Especially because, again, you can't craft anything in this game. You're just bartering stuff. So a lot of times you say like, okay, I have 10 super rare purple items. I can trade those in for a purple key. That key is still fragile too. And the things you need to trade in for that key are pretty expensive and pretty rare. So to have, bring it into your next run and be like, all right, I'm going to bring this in, and as soon as I exfil, it turns into a key for one of these big treasure rooms, and someone knocks you down, even if you have a self-revive, that key breaks. That sucks. Then when you go open the key room, it makes, and it's usually like in the middle of a populated POI, largely. There's some exceptions. It makes a huge, super distinct noise that you can hear basically halfway across the map. So you're basically like ringing in the dinner bell for everybody else on the server of like, hey man, I'm opening up the room with the great loot in it. Come and get them. That really sucks, especially because of all the BS you had to just go through to get the key made, and then you like try to sneak into the super great area and the dinner bell is ringing. So I was like, well, if he stabs me in the back, that's fine, because I'm not going to lose anything. But I could get some great blues. I could potentially get some great purples if he left some around. He said he filled up his bags. I'm more than happy to go in there. So I go in there. It's the most populous key room I have seen so far. There's, I think, 10 bags worth of stuff in there, and each of the bags is still loaded with stuff. The other runner clearly took all the purple stuff, but left some like purple backpacks and a bunch of blue and green stuff. Some stuff that I need for bartering, some stuff I need for upgrading. And he's like, all right, I got you, man. Just go ahead. I was like, okay, I'll start scooping stuff up, upgrading all the stuff I have in my hands, dropping a bunch of stuff. And he's like, okay, you cool? And I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I appreciate the help. Like, thanks for being cool. Thanks for sharing. He was like, yeah, man, it's cool. But, like, I can't take everything with me. He said, exfils are going to spawn here pretty soon. Do you want to exfil together? I was like, sure. He seems pretty cool. Wait for an exfil. It pops right at the POI we're at. We pop the exfil, and he's like, all right, man, have a great day. See ya. And I was like, that's great. Like, I had a positive experience. But even when I put a short online, which, like, I know the reception of people in shorts especially, I put a short online of someone apologizing. They shot me and killed me in a solo match because I scared them by, like, popping out of nowhere. And I was like, that's cool, man.
It was the sniper one from last week, right?
Yeah, it was the sniper ones. I was like, it's cool, man. Like, I had a self-revive. I picked myself back up. He's like, I'm cool if you're cool. I said, yeah, I'm cool if you're cool. We exfilled together. Everything was fine. And, like, someone immediately came on there to, like, call me a bunch of names and say I'm avoiding PvP in a PvP game, and I should take that back to Arc Raiders and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's the problem, man. Like, if two of us can make it out, and we can both keep our stuff, both of us win. And, like, if that guy would have been, like, I picked myself back up and he shot me again, he's like, stay down and came and looted my stuff, that's fine. It's a PvP game. I don't care. But, like, there's this immediate knee-jerk reaction of like, take that back to Arc Raiders, like that's some Care Bear business. It's like,
well, that's the thing. What do you get for killing another character? Some experience, maybe.
Their loot.
You can get their loot.
No. I mean, like in the instance of both of your bags are already full.
Right. You get a little bit of
trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Besides being an ass, what would be the point of
like you get a little bit of season XP, you get a little bit of Arachne rep for one of your factions, but like it's not that much to like. It's this thing of like, I don't know how to tell you to be a decent person. Like you could just not. It's not going to ruin my day if someone sees me in this game and takes me out before I even see them. They had a much better play. I didn't see them. They had a better spot. I wasn't paying attention, whatever. Like, that's a fair play. But if both people can come out of that experience up at the end of the day, that's even better for both people. So, like, this idea of, like, we have to wipe everybody in the map. Sure, some matches, but some matches, everybody can get out. It's not like this time everybody lives from that Doctor Who episode, but like sometimes it is, man, and that's okay. So I'm hoping
I do enjoy that you got the airsoft mercy, basically, of some guy putting his shoulder or his hand on your shoulder and be like, "Hey, you can either call hit or I'm going to shoot you," and then
that's right. Call hit. Yeah, like yeah. So like, I appreciate all those instances of like, essentially enemies working together. I don't think that's a bad thing in basically any game. And I like to see it in a competitive game like this. I just wish, I wish and I hope that the marathon community gets better about all of this over time. With the numbers continuing to drop, I'm worried that might not be the case, at least until Season 2. We're about halfway through the season now. I'm hoping that the big mid-season patch that's going to come out next week, I hope that does a lot of good work to kind of re-energize the community. But we'll see.
I wonder if some of this is just carryover from like the old Destiny 2 people that would be kind of pissy like this. Like it died down for a while there with Destiny 2.
Okay, so that's a whole separate problem. Let's get into this because that's also, there's so many facets about why people are so down on Marathon. And there's one facet of people misunderstanding the purchase of Bungie by Sony. They're like, "Oh my god, they paid $3 billion, which is wrong, for the purchase of Sony for Marathon," which is wrong. They bought them for their live service knowledge to try and build out Sony's live service portfolio, which is now not a thing, but that was a thing at the moment. And getting the cash cow of Destiny 2 and the potentially genre-defining Marathon at the time was a bonus. And now we know that like the genre-defining game is Arc Raiders. But no one could have foreseen how massively huge Arc Raider is going to be. There's a separate facet of that of people saying Bungie killed Destiny 2 for this thing. And it's just like, well, no, it's not an all or nothing thing. Like, Blizzard is working on Diablo 4 and World of Warcraft at the same time. Companies can do that. Like, these are separate teams working on these two games. Like, Bungie still has hundreds of employees that are separately working on these games. Well, Destiny 2 is dying. Make no mistake about that. But it's not because of Marathon. It's because the execs at Bungie have mismanaged Destiny 2 since its inception. Like, that's a separate problem. So there's some pissiness there of like, my game isn't getting the love it deserves, so this other game should shut down the studio, which is the genuine like reaction I'm seeing from people where it's like, it doesn't need to be that. Also, the attitude I haven't played Destiny 2 in a very long time. I played Destiny 1 and 2 for 10 or 11 years for a really long time. I am more than happy saying I had a decade of fun with one video game constantly. I am more than happy with that. Some games I play, I don't even get a week of fun of it. Like, let's be honest, Moon and I were just playing Mutagenics. I don't think I had a month of fun with that game. But, like, so for that amount of time I spent with that game, I'm more than happy to look in the rearview mirror and be like, man, I had a great time with Destiny 1 and 2. And move on to the next thing. But there's a contingent of people that are having trouble moving on to the next thing and, like, moving off of the subreddit where it's just this kind of, like, pity party, which I think is very dangerous. So there's, like, all these facets of why people are genuinely rooting for Marathon and Bungie to fail, while Bungie and Embark are basically like, we have two pies. Everybody can play whatever extraction shooter they want. And, like, the number of people not realizing the number of, like, Hunt Showdown players is a fraction of what Marathon's numbers are as they decline, and Hunt Showdown is still live. It's like, it doesn't need to be Arc Raiders numbers season over season.
That By Daylight's numbers currently like
exactly.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but that's still going strong.
Yeah, like a small dedicated community can keep a game alive. There is, of course, the wrinkle of, will Sony let Bungie continue to iterate and work on this game with a smaller maybe player base than they're maybe aiming for, which I will again caution people. We don't know what is acceptable for a sales number from Sony or Bungie, or a player base, or retention numbers, or anything. You can see estimates of the sales numbers out there, which I don't care about because they're estimates. You can see estimates of player numbers, which I don't care about because I'm not Sony and I'm not Bungie. I care that the game is good, and I'm going to tell people, no, actually it's really good. You should try playing it and give it an hour or 2 or 3 and see if it gets its hooks in you, which I hope they'll have another free weekend at some point so people can go do that. But, like, I'm not a Sony shareholder. I don't own Bungie. I don't care how well it's sold. I do because I want people to play it. I want to have matches. But I don't care if it sold 1.3 million or 1.5 million. Like, I genuinely don't care. And people need to put the Steam DB charts down and, like, actually just go play a video game. It's frustrating.
Go have fun instead of
exactly.
being an ass.
Or if, like, you don't want to play Marathon, that's fine. Just go play something you're enjoying. Like, this is the thing that's really stuck in my craw lately is, like, you're spending so much of your time in Twitter replies or YouTube video replies or the Marathon subreddit saying, LOL, dead game. I can't believe you crybabies can't play this. Go back to Ark. You're spending your precious time on Earth not playing a game you like and trolling a subreddit of a game you hate. I don't know how to tell you, like, to find something better to do with your time. Like, play a video game. It has been bothering me lately.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. That's all I've been playing this week. Let's knock out these releases real quick, and then we can get on our way here. Let's first talk about our first release for the week of April 13th, 2026, Dosa Divas. One Last Meal comes out on PS5, Series consoles, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. This is the next game from Outer Loop Games. They made the Game Club game that we really liked, Thirsty Suitors. And I think when we played that game on that show, I think our kind of feedback of that game was, boy, I really hope they make another game that's kind of this... the
evolution of it.
And, like, taking the groundwork they've framed of this kind of, like, turn-based RPG and, like, build the next version of it, and that's what Dosa Divas is. It's a really cool, like, turn-based cooking RPG. It seems to have that kind of heart and humor that made Thirsty Suitors really great. And I think the weakest part of Thirsty Suitors for a lot of it was the battle system, because it seemed like it had a lot of cool ideas, but it was kind of thin there for a lot. I'm really looking forward to playing Dos Divas quite a bit here. So that's coming out this week. Next up, Hades 2 gets a release on PS5 and Series consoles that is Game Pass day and date. Moon and I also played this game on We Were Like It not too long ago. And if you're looking for more Hades 2 is exactly that. It's the same game. It's way bigger. It feels just as great. It looks and sounds just as great. I think Moon and I were the slightest bit bummed about this game because it doesn't take a huge step past where Hades 1 was, but that doesn't make it a bad game. It's just sort of like, boy, I kind of wish they just went a little bit further. They just did a little bit more to evolve Hades, as opposed to here's a lot more of it. So again, really great game, but just kind of know that if you're looking for something that's vastly different from the first one, this isn't it, but it's still a really good game. Replaced is the next game I have here, coming on Series consoles and PC. This is Game Pass day and date. It's a really cool looking kind of pixel art based. This is a 2.5D sci-fi retro-futuristic action platformer. This really outstanding looking style. It reminds me a lot of like, oh my gosh, like Another World and all those kind of like PS1 Saturn kind of cinematic exploration platforming games. Another World, that sort of thing. So it looks really cool. I somehow have not heard of it before this, but that's Replaced. That's coming out this week. Go watch a trailer on that. I think that looks really cool. Next up, another game that looks really cool, Mouse PI for Hire. Comes out on PS5, Series console, Switch 2, and PC. You've probably seen this. Oh, you're muted, Mimp.
Oh, the Disney FPS game?
Yeah, it's the like Steamboat Willie animated style. Like everything's bouncing, everything's in black and white. I think this game stylistically looks incredible. I think they really nailed that era of like cell animation. Will it play super well? I don't know. I think everything that they've shown kind of from a gameplay standpoint sort of looks a little flat. I'm hoping that getting into the game on full release might be a little bit more exciting than, it just being a Duke Nukem clone, if we're gonna repeat stuff from like 20 years ago, 30 years ago now, I guess. But I think it looks really cool. Some of this trailer has been showing some of the detective stuff in the game, which I hope they lead into. I think that could be a nice kind of a break in the gameplay here, but we'll see. I'm anxiously anticipating the reviews for this one because I think this looks like it could be pretty neat. Next big one here, we have Pragmata. Coming out on PS5, Series consoles, Switch 2, and PC. This got moved up by 2 weeks recently. They were like, yes, coming out on April 27th. Actually, it's coming out on April 14th now. This is the thing Capcom has been showing off for, I don't know how many
10 years.
Yeah, like years and years and years now. With the big robot guy with the tiny blonde kid on his back. I have been very curious about this game for a really long time, just to see what it is. And I have been pretty surprised that every time I have seen people on social media or people on, some of the bigger websites writing about this game, being like, yo, man, this game is super cool. It's like, okay, that's really great. I'm really curious to see how it...
Good to hear.
Yeah, like, it's really good to hear, especially for, like... I think Capcom has had a hard time explaining what this game is. other than like it's a third-person shooter, which like it's fine, but I was hoping for it to have something a little bit more interesting, and I think it does have stuff that's a little bit more interesting, but I think it's been a little bit hard to kind of get a better idea of what that is.
So I've only watched their very, very first released video.
Right, the one in like the Dead City.
Where they showed the split of you having to hack something before you start attacking it, and it's all done in real time. And I'm like, I don't know what this game is, but I'm buying it day one.
Yeah.
And I've had this game pre-ordered ever since pre-orders opened forever ago.
So check out a future episode of this very show for impressions.
I am super excited to check out this game and whatever it's turned into. So.
Yeah. In the last game here, but certainly not least, Death by Scrolling finds its way to consoles, PS5, Series consoles, and PC. PS5, Series consoles, and Switch. This came out last year on PC. This is
I thought this looked familiar.
Yeah, this is an auto-scrolling roguelike where your kind of only goal is to keep moving up in the screen. This is actually designed by Ron Gilbert. If you recognize his name, he created Scum. He worked on Maniac Mansion, Monkey Island, Thimbleweed Park, Total Annihilation, The Cave. Like, he's kind of worked on all of the big point-and-click adventure games. And seems like he just kind of wanted to work on something different here. And reviews on the PC version seem to be largely fairly positive. People seem to kind of vibe with what was going on in this game. So hopefully maybe we'll try it someday on We Were Galactic. You never know. WeWereGalactic.com. But I'm glad this is getting a console release, because I feel like this might get a second chance at life here, especially on the Switch. That seems like a really good home for a lot of these types of games. Also, it's published by Microprose, which is wild to see that game name on games again. That's incredible. All right, that's all of our releases for this week, which means we're at the end of our episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. Don't forget to join our Discord server, discord.tvgp.tv. Again, we, along with our community, are very food-motivated, so come with some of your coolest food pictures or food takes. That helps a lot. If you don't have them, that's cool. Come join anyway.
Get hungry yourself.
That's right. Patreon. Go sign up for our Patreon over at patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
Those ones are the numerical digit 1.
Mention all the cool stuff you get at the beginning of the episode. The $5 a month tier is a recommended one. That gets you everything. Anything above and beyond that is appreciated. If you can't support us over there, some of the best stuff to do is follow us on Twitch, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. And the biggest one is rate the show wherever you can on whatever podcatcher you use us in. Rate it positively, of course. Negative reviews I'm not really interested in. Thank you. And all of that really does help us feed the algorithm and get this show into the hands of other people that might like the show and they're not yet listening to it. I think that's it. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We do greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
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 Okay, Nimp, what are your titles?
I have 3.
Okay.
Because I realized towards the end of the show that I just started listening and not paying attention.
A big fan of TVGP.
Yeah. So I have Yawn for Numbers. For the cat song thing. And Here's How the Cheese Works.
Moon, what do you have?
Yawn for Numbers, The Smorgasbord Continues, Double Fisting Idle Games, Juiced the Idle Games, Like a Fever Dream / Fever Dream Moment, and Do a Racism.
Sadly, have to veto that one.
But double fisting's fine. I see how it is.
Yeah, well, you know where we lay. I have Yawn for numbers, more than one monitor, double fisting idle games. I want you to buy from the Empire, and here's how the cheese works. I kind of like, of all these, I'm kind of leaning more towards Yawn for numbers, but I'm not really married to it. If you guys like something different,
I am good with yawns for numbers.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. I'm circling it.
He's trying to fight a yawn right now.
That's right.
I literally am. Listen, my Sunday has just started. Like, I finished this show and then I go into rocket mode where it's just like everything has to get ready for tomorrow now.
Yep.
All right. I think I'm ready.
Okay.
I think so too.
All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 964 for April 13th, 2026. Yawn for numbers.
If only it worked in bed.
Sheep not required.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and watching and listening. We do greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye.